So as many of you have, got some saddening news recently in my YouTube feed. Paul Harrell passing. Now, I never had the privilege or opportunity to meet the man, but definitely a fan of his content, and he had an impact on both my hunting and firearms in general. He solidified ballistics for me in a way that the demonstration was just practical, down to earth. I mean, the meat bag, the new and improved meat bag that he would do with the spare ribs, the cloth and everything, just demonstrated point blank to me. If there's one thing he had an impact on me, is that hyper ammunition wasn't necessary. And say in the case of 9mm, your lighter hollow point ammunition does just fine. And it showed in a way that was better than just ballistics gel. And it was a different type of rhythm and in a different type of area, me being down in Florida. The man was no nonsense, not into drama, responded in a professional way. I partly regret when I started my private channel, there were many channels, more specific gun content channels, that I did not carry over with me. And Paul's channel was one of the ones that I didn't carry over. Occasionally, things would come up on my feed, and I wouldn't really take the time to watch them. And it might have been late last year, possibly, that I caught the video where he talked about being diagnosed with cancer. And then shockingly, a couple of days ago, as I record this, another one of his videos come up. So I go ahead and I take a look at his channel to see the latest video, and there it is, his death letter. Which for me, I've had YouTube subscriptions that I suspect had passed away, had died. Some for sure that have passed away and died, but this one's has been the first actual death letter, with his intentions and his expression of appreciating us. And I'm glad that it turned into that, because there's been other channels that started out in a similar way of Paul's, and he never really succumbed to that. Besides the occasional meet and greets at gun shows, which I get, but I don't get. I don't take much stock in celebrity. I remember it was many years ago, and it was looking close. I was right on the fence of attending SHOT Show myself. And this was around when Patreon was getting very popular. And I remember Mac, we went from, so it was gun websites, Mac, Haas USMC back then. And, I'm thinking, man, going there, seeing them dudes, we'll chill out, we'll have lunch. And then here's Mac on his Patreon, talking about, if you pay $20 to my Patreon, then at SHOT Show I'll eat lunch with you. I get it, but in the same token, I don't like it, if that makes sense. I never got that vibe off of Paul. And there's gun channels that are, tactical style. There's gun channels that are marksmanship style. And Paul's bridged the gap between outdoorsman, hunter, firearms. And he never got crazy tactical either, from what I saw. And I can respect that. And he presented himself in a way that I believed his background that he presented, his military background, and his take on certain historical events, such as the Miami shootout, to me was second to none, and had an impact on my tactical philosophy, if I have one. His content will be missed. That's one less true storyteller that we've lost. And they're unusual out there. You got Mr. Ballin, he's a good storyteller, but he doesn't really tell the stories that I'm interested in. You got Dive Talk, those guys are good storytellers, but again, it's not something I can truly identify with. TGO Outdoors and I used to talk about how, from when we had this gun community back in the day, that somewhere there's this alternative universe on YouTube, that this whole other gun community existed, unaware of our community. It was like, guys like Paul Harrell popping out of that. Man. Two, we got that happening with Paul Harrell, and then almost in the next breath, YouTube tells me about how Sunday Ticket and YouTube TV, and it just further demonstrates to me how things have changed and how they're going to continue to change. Hope everyone's doing well. I regret having to make this video because of Paul's passing, but again, I'm thankful to have the platform that I'm able to express loss that I believe some of us are going to share in this. To his family, specific, his brother and his production team that had to post that video of Paul. My feelings are with you, and Paul Harrell had an effect on me that if you're not a YouTuber, I don't think you're gonna be able to understand how someone whom you've never met is a mentor. Catch y'all later.